Today's topic is different from the rest. It's a retort, a validation if you may, to the recent incident that plagued Mr. Alexander Morris, a member of the Motown acclaimed group The Four Tops, as written in essence 4 days to date. I must say, to my dismay, the story of black women and men being judged as insane is very commonplace. We just don't get to tell our tales as often. I can recall it as though it was just yesterday. And this is what happened to me that fateful day. Welcome to Healing Conversation with Wairimo. I am Wairimo. Today's topic is titled Crazy Making by Race in the West. Let's get started. It is summer of 2016. I am a practicing mental health professional in the world's most diverse city, so they say. I am panicked. I may have poked my eardrum yet again, this time with a dove's feather to be exact. I look around my bathroom sink and floor for the dove's feather's tip to no avail. For goodness sake, all I was trying to do was scratch my right ear's itch. For those who deal with sinus issues like I have had for the longest, I am sure you're familiar with that crave that just won't relent, however many earbuds you get. As I enter this institution called Humber River Hospital near Killen Ingram, I am met by a medium-sized young white male nurse who inquires if I have an appointment, which I readily decline. I proceed to advise him, and I must admit in a panic, I have a feather in my ear as I point with my index finger to the right side of my face. He looks at me with a peculiar gaze, his eyes filled with distress, and I'm totally perplexed. He proceeds to ask, "What is your name, ma'am?" And I express. As I look at his face, I am aware he probably didn't get my beautiful name. I therefore decide to spell it out slowly so he can write it down if he may. I then ask, "If I gave you my health card, will it help?" Suddenly, his whole attention seems drawn to his workmate, this middle-aged black woman who emerges in white hospital scrubs on his left. With hands in a fist and an index finger pointing to his head, he signals something to her as though to insinuate I am unwell in the head. She turns to me and gently asks, in her Jamaican accent, "How can I help?" In desperation and relief, I explain, "I have a feather in my ear, ma'am, and I need a doctor to check where the tip went." She says, "Come again." So I repeat myself, this time even more slowly so she may get. "I have a feather in my ear, ma'am, that I need a doctor to check where the tip went." "Oh, I see," she exclaims and slightly laughs. She then turns to explain to the white nurse what I had just expressed. She proceeds to explain to me that this is Humber River Hospital, yes, but it's for youth with mental health issues and illnesses. And so you are at the wrong place, ma'am. So she explains. "Oh, okay. I thought it was Humber River Emergency Hospital," I explain. We both chuckled from our bellies like friends, even though this was the first time we had just met. For me, It was definitely a relief that I ain't mentally unwell, as the white nurse seemed to easily make. She then directs me to go to the main hospital's location about 10 minutes away, and I thank her immensely, aware that if it wasn't for her, I probably would be in a straitjacket, being formed just like what happened to Mr. Morris just the other day, as Essence explained. The following day and weeks to come, I told my fellow colleagues of what had happened. Each laughed and said, "Girl, you are about to form your damn black self." And because I know they mean well, I join in their laughter to date. Nevertheless, with the recent incident of Mr. Morris, I can't help but contemplate that if it really wasn't for that Jamaican nurse who came to my aid, because she shared a cultural context, was patient with my humanness, and most importantly, she was genuinely curious of why I came in the first place. And without judgment like the white male nurse, I too, Wairimo, would probably have been put in a straitjacket on pure presumption that I am mentally unwell by virtue of race. This is to be labeled as a crazy black woman and man is really scary, needless to say. I often pride myself with solutions to problems. After all, I consider myself a healing conversationalist and strategist at best. This time round, however, I must admit, it hits home very close, and I'm almost lost for words on what we black folk can do to mitigate such a reoccurrence. It definitely begs the question, when did we people of African descent, the so-called black women and men, become crazy by race in the West? I wish Mr. Morris and his family justice for the wrong done, and most importantly, healing from this event that could be traumatic to anyone. It was, for me, at least. For tuning in, I appreciate you immensely, and this is free. Kindly spread. May we all be reminded that we are always someone's child. Amen, it shall be so. Thank you.